captains of industry, all other distinguished protocols observed. My name is Kofi Abuchi. I'm the board chair of the advisory board of the CEO Network. With the pleasure, I have the opportunity of introducing my CEO, the CEO of CEOs, Mr. Ernest Jigraftige. I'd like to introduce someone who needs no introduction, and that makes it difficult and easy at the same time. He's a friend of this summit, and as far as I can remember, he's constantly responded to our call. Because he needs little introduction, I guess at this stage I would just like to ask that appropriate honors be accorded by all of us just rising to welcome the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. MAHAMUDU BAWUMIA.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Captains of industry, distinguished invited guests, media, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor to join you every year at the Ghana CEO Summit to deliberate on important matters affecting corporate Ghana and the economy as a whole. A gathering such as this always provides an ideal opportunity to dialogue and learn about best practices in the management of businesses, particularly in challenging times as the present global economic circumstances. This summit offers a rare opportunity to engage most active stakeholders to share a few thoughts on the evolving fortunes of our economy. A year ago, a similar dialogue was held on this same platform on resetting businesses and the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. Many months after, our economy continues to grow despite the shocks of the pandemic. At the event, I reiterated the need in the context of the fourth industrial revolution to reset our economic models and transform into a digital economic system. And this game-changing transformative economic model is what our government has been pursuing since 2017. We've seen the economic growth data right from the pandemic period to date, and there has been some significant progress after the major slowdown in 2020. The key driver of this growth, which is double the sub-Saharan African average, has been the government's unwavering efforts at building a digital economy that can impact national transformation for the benefit of all. It is therefore timely that we've gathered here today to deliberate on the need for digital leadership for a digital economy and how adopting digital approaches to business feeds into broader government goal of digital transformation. I commend the CEO Network for the choice of this topic, given its incremental impact on the one chosen last year, and demonstrates an important consistency in this vein. The need for digital transformation cannot be overemphasized, as it underlies the future of Ghana's economic development. In the absence of building an integrated economic model founded on the removal of the human interface in our national economic agenda, corruption and general inefficiency will continue to hamper our quest for the economic leap we so desire. For many years now, the government of Ghana has been putting in place measures to design and implement a robust framework for a digital economy. Various digital infrastructure has been introduced to make the conduct of business and living generally easier and more efficient. When I was at the Bank of Ghana before I came into politics, we were doing monetary policy fundamentally. And at the end of the day, as we implemented our framework for monetary policy and kept wanting to bring down interest rates, we realized that there was a lot of rigidity in bringing down interest rates. We brought down inflation and we expected interest rates to come down. Hopefully we thought to single digits, but that was to be wishful thinking. So we kept one of the favorite discussions we had was, why are interest rates so stubbornly high? Why are they so stubbornly high? Why don't we have a working credit reference agency, as in many other jurisdictions? As we, of course, mulled over this issue, we identified a number of factors that contributed to this high level, relatively, of interest rates. And at the heart of it was a very high cost of doing business in the country. And that cost reflects in many areas, including the cost of money. And so we realized that there were a lot of basic systems that were not in place. There was no unique identity in the country. You could not uniquely identify individuals. So people could go from one bank to another and change their identity, borrow, not pay, and you will not have consequences. You'll just move and find a new identity, and so on. And that was a major, major problem. We didn't have an address system, which again, was a major drawback to running a credit reference agency. Where do you live? If the debt collectors want to collect debt, how do they find you? And an economy where you did not have a working address system was a major, major challenge. And I wrote a book in 2010 where I was looking at this particular issue. And we was basically concluding that the reason why we had these high interest rates were because some of these critical systems that would allow interest rates to come down and reduce the cost of business were not in place. And this is why when we came into office in 2017, we started trying to put some of these systems in place so that we could reduce the cost of doing business and hopefully bring down interest rates. Of course, unique identity was a major problem, and we then picked up on the Ghana card to implement the Ghana card with the NIA Emergence Partnership. Thus far, we've enrolled close to 16 million people as in terms of the Ghana card enrollments, which is major by any stretch of the imagination. The national, digital property addressing system has also been implemented, and we have addresses for pretty much every location or property in Ghana. And that is a major leap in terms of where we were before. Then we came to the issue of financial inclusion. at that time when I was at the bank, about 70% of our people, our adult population or so, did not have a bank account, which cannot help if you are trying to bring down interest rates where, savings are not in the bank, right? If 70% of your people don't have a bank account, it means a lot of savings are outside the bank. So the supply of savings, of course, will be lower. And if the supply is lower relative to demand, then the price will be higher. So you'll have a higher interest rate. So we wanted to find a way to make sure that at least, my goal was ambitious, every adult Ghanaian should have a bank account. That was the simple task we set ourselves. But we realized that we could achieve this through making the mobile money account similar to a bank account. And this is what drove mobile money interoperability. The first of its kind that we did in Africa. So we linked mobile money wallets with bank accounts so that there was interoperability between the bank account and the mobile money wallet, so that for all intents and purposes, if you have a mobile money account in Ghana, you can transact on it like you do your normal bank account. You can pay into a bank account and receive money from a bank account and so on. And so we did mobile money interoperability, and with doing so, we solved a major problem of financial inclusion. The adults today, we have at least 90% of the adult population of Ghana having a bank account, either in the form of a mobile money account or a traditional bank account, as we look at it. 90%. And that is a major jump in where we had. So the problem of financial inclusion is one that we have done a lot on. We transformed, we also then moved to the issue of formalization. When we came into office, only 4% of the adult population had a tax identification number. GRA was here talking about the difficulty. Now, we just said, let's flip the Ghana card to become the tax ID number. And immediately we did that. We moved from 4% of the adult population to 85% of the adult population with a tax identification number. And we also know where they live. So if you don't file your taxes, because we have your digital addresses, we can find you. And so we started formalizing the system. The social security number is also now, the Ghana card number is your social security number, is your TIN number, it's your NHIS number. Digitize the passport office so that the process of obtaining a passport became very, very easy. DVLA has done a tremendous world-class effort in digitization and offers major services in that regard. We have done a lot on the births and deaths registry. Romeo was up here earlier, and when he was saying that he hopes one day when somebody is born, they will have a national ID number, as you have, say, in many of the Western countries. I smile because I think that Ghana, by next year, the system is almost ready. By next year, immediately you are born, you'll be given your national ID number. Because we are linking the births and deaths registry, where we have completing the digitization. We are linking it with the Ghana Health Service, linking it with the NIA, linking it with immigration, linking it with the police. Moses and his team are hard at work at making this happen. And the Ghana Statistical Service has provided us 13,000 tablets. And so we are going to all the places where mothers are basically going to be tracked from pregnancy all the time up to when they are born, and the baby will be given the national ID number right there. So a lot of work is being done in this regard. Of course, we did the motor insurance database, where it allows us to find the insurance status of any vehicle on the phone. Recently, we've even helped the football business by doing e-ticketing at stadia. And they've seen their revenues jump up tremendously. Yesterday I was hearing that there were fake tickets in the Champions League match. Maybe we'll give them some technical assistance to digitize their ticketing. Now, we've done Ghana.gov, which is going also very well because it's a one-stop portal for all government services that reduces the cost of doing business tremendously. The GRA Director General talked about filing your taxes on the mobile phone. And this is something that is very, very, very important. We've pushed, and I think the system is ready for launch. If he was being a little modest, but the system is ready, and we are going to launch it this year. And you'll be able. And what we did, I mean, we brought in, of course, at the economic management team, the business people, Makola market women, Okaishi, and so on, to talk about, this whole issue of filing taxes and the challenges they have and all of that. And so the new system, the new online system, has really broken down this complicated GRA tax form into very simple questions, because we wanted to see how a Makolo woman or an Okaishi woman can just fill a tax return very simply without the complications that they will have to go through filling up forms, so they can do it on their mobile phone. And so that was the standard. And I think they've done a pretty good job of that. And when they come out with it, it will be very, very simple. And as he says, once you file and pay, the idea is that you will automatically get, once it's gone through, you automatically get your tax clearance certificate, so that you don't have to apply for it anymore separately. So it makes it very, very interesting. The market women generally said, look, we like to pay taxes, but we know that when we pay, the tax doesn't get to the government. So we want a system where we can pay and it will get directly to the government. And the mobile, through the mobile telephone network, is a very good way for them to do it. Of course, there's a lot of work also going on at the Registrar General's Department, because a lot of businesses interface with the Registrar General's Department, and we've seen a lot of challenges, and the whole system is being updated. And we hope that within 6 to 12 months maximum, there will be a whole new system which is going to be very efficient. And someone said that they want it linked to the GRA, and I think it is going to be linked to GRA when it is launched. So we are very, very happy about that. Where we go, what we want to do next is the assemblies. The assemblies are also a major bottleneck, especially when it comes to granting of permits and so on. And so that is where we are going to turn our attention to help digitize the operations of the district assemblies and the metropolitan assemblies, so that they can offer services in a very efficient manner across. And of course, we are integrating all these databases slowly with one source of truth, which is the national ID card. So we're integrating the NIA card with the SNIT, with the NHIS, Controller and Accountant General, DVLA, the bank accounts, SIM cards, and so on. And that will provide us a very efficient way of basically managing the country and economy. We also know, of course, that internet connectivity is very, very important in the whole digitalization space. If you don't have sufficient connectivity across, you will have challenges, and we are working on that. I would just like to note that over 70% of the NCA licensed fiber optic cable infrastructure of Ghana, over 70% of it has been put in place just in the last 5 years. The NCA licensed fiber optic cable. And so we are working on, and the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization is also working on making sure through GIFEC that in the rural communities we have access to internet connectivity. With this said, I would like to charge all of you gathered here today as business leaders to make deliberate efforts towards employing digital leadership in running your businesses and strive to complement the efforts of government in the realization of this goal. Digitalization is change. We are bringing new systems. And what I have found in the context of government and leading the digitalization agenda is that there is resistance to change. I mean, I look at when we tried to do paperless ports. I mean, you had, one day of the operation, there was demonstration there to say the system is not working. I said, but the day has not even ended. This is the first day. But, you had protest upon protest, and you need to be very focused and have the will to get it done, because every change means that the status quo disappears, and there are a lot of interested parties in the status quo. The opaque systems that we operate, the lack of transparency allows for a lot of corruption. And corruption means people have money, they count on those monies daily. And they have, some have to make accounts. So when you are doing digitalization, you are fighting corruption. You will get resistance. And it's the same in the private sector. New systems will mean resistance of different levels. And so we have found so many challenges, but we've had the political will to do so much in a relatively short time. We've done quite a lot, and I want to encourage you to be aware that there will be resistance to change, but you should continue in that effort, and we are going to continue doing that. As leaders of your various organizations, you need to build a culture of digital transformation to remain competitive. The realization of the Sustainable Development Goals requires a concerted effort from both the private and public sectors, and these efforts must be underpinned by digital leadership to yield results. It is my expectation, ladies and gentlemen, that this summit, just like the previous ones, will be replete with new ideas and strategies for the benefit of corporate Ghana and for the entire country. May I use this opportunity to remind you once again that as CEOs and senior management personnel, the success or otherwise of your organizations rests largely with the kind and quality of leadership that you provide. The duty required of you is a Herculean one, but one that can be achieved with the right attitude and strategy. Digital transformation calls for the right leadership, and I am confident that having met here, you have advertised the needed spirit and desire to get this done. But technology drives innovation, and innovation drives development. Inevitable trajectory of national development requires that we embrace technology now, and you are the leaders that I can count on to help advance that agenda. This global economic challenges that we are having from COVID and Ukraine and all of that, we don't know when it's going to finish, but it will end. That is what we expect. It will end. No matter how long it takes, it will end. But in the meantime, the economies because the global architecture is going to change once this is over. It's clearly, we will have a completely different architecture that is going to emerge. The, global supply chain, that we used to know will change. Your countries are going to want to be less dependent on others because of what we have seen. Vaccines. Ghana is trying to produce our own vaccines now with manufacturing. And so there will be more South-South cooperation. There will be more, intra-African trade. That is what is the new system that is coming. But as we are transitioning towards this new system, we have to take advantage of and put in place the systems that will allow us to be competitive in this new global architecture that is emerging. And that is why, not only for Ghana, Ghana has taken the lead in the context of Africa. It's got a leading position as far as the digitalization agenda is concerned. But I think that we, in Africa and in Ghana, we have to put in place the systems that will allow this economy to transform. And those systems are going to be put in place through digital transformation. All the things that we're working on, so that when we finish, you'll have an engine that is going to drive the new growth. I'm very optimistic about the future because we are putting in place the right systems. Thank you for your attention. God bless you.
The Vice President of our Republic. Mr. Vice President, if you'd be kind as to stay with me just for a short while. You've shown us that digital leadership can be achieved at an organizational level. But much more than that, it can be achieved at an individual level like you've shown. Today, people think that even the Vice President's position should be an elected position. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Vice President of our Republic. Please be seated for a brief moment. I shall invite to join you our convener together with our board chair. Mr. Vice President, briefly, I just want you to salute men and women who have also advanced the cause of the digital agenda in their own way. We begin with the CEO of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall be swift with this. Let me invite the first, Equatorial Coca-Cola Bottling Company, the Managing Director, Felix Gomez. For the manufacturing sector, beverage. Congratulations, Mr. Gomez. Thank you very much. Promising CEO of the Year, Multinational for Electricals Manufacturing, African Diamond Cable Company Limited, Mustafa Kore Kunt. Group CEO of the Year for the Conglomerate Business, ladies and gentlemen, the Executive Chairman, KGL Group, Mr. Alex Dade. Right after him, CEO of the Year, Technology ICT, the CEO IPMC, Mr. Ma Deep Hari. CEO of the Year, Agribusiness, the President and Regional Head, Olam Agri Limited, Amit Agrawal. Mr. Agrawal also takes CEO of the Year in the food category, 2 awards at the same time. A round of applause. A representative. Thank you. All right. Let's now move to the next, which is ZPay CEO of the Year, FinTech. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Techiapea. Okay, if it's not here, we move to the next. CEO of the Year, Automobile. Ladies and gentlemen, CEO of Silver Star Auto Limited, Asad Nazir. CEO of the Year, Media Television Group CEO, Media General, Beatrice Ajiman. CEO of the Year, Multinational Technology, the Regional CEO, Software Group, Kono Hanan. CEO of the Year, Health Insurance, the CEO of Acacia, Dr. Dan Amo. CEO of the Year, Shipping, ladies and gentlemen, Group Chairman, McDan Group, Dr. Daniel Macaulay. CEO of the Year, Life Insurance, the CEO of Enterprise Insurance, Jacqueline Benging. CEO of the Year, Real Estate, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of JL Properties, James Orleans Lindsay. CEO of the Year, Banking, the MD, GCB Bank, John Kofi Adumakon. CEO of the Year, Pensions, CEO Enterprise Trustees, Joseph Ampofo. CEO of the Year, Hospitality, the CEO of Safari Group, Samuel Afari. CEO of the Year Pharmaceuticals, the CEO Tobinco Pharmaceuticals, Samuel Amo Tobin. CEO of the Year Telecommunication, the CEO MTN Ghana, Salom Adadevo. CEO of the Year Manufacturing Cement, the CEO Gasem Stefano Galini. CEO of the Year Retail Electronics, the CEO CompuGhana, Said Masri. CEO of the Year Printing, the CEO JK Pawan Aidesani. CEO of the Year Stationery, the CEO Kingdom Books and Stationery, Peter Jating. CEO of the Year Electricals Electronics Manufacturing, the CEO Tropical Cable and Conductors Limited, Martin Mensah. CEO of the Year Aviation Airlines, the Country Manager Air France KLM, Myers van Ojik. CEO of the Year Metals and Building Products, the CEO B5 Group, Mike Mukesh Takwani. CEO of the Year Manufacturing Water, the CEO Blow Group, Belakwa Manoj Lakiani. CEO of the Year Retail Multi-Store, Oka Deco, Ryan Sharara. CEO of the Year Cosmetics Toiletries, the CEO FC Group, Grace Ame Obing. CEO of the Year Advertising Outdoor, the CEO DDP Outdoor, Norbert Rufu. CEO of the Year Agro Industry, the CEO Ecom Ghana, MAHAMUDU Muzamil. CEO of the Year Pipes and Rubber, the CEO Interplast, Hesam Fakri. CEO of the Year Multinational Automobile, the CEO Tractor Freak Motors Limited, Matteo Castri. CEO of the Year Downstream Petroleum, the CEO of GOIL, Honorable Kwame Osei Prempe. CEO of the Year Tourism, the Group CEO, Sunseeker Stores Limited, Kwame Ansong. CEO of the Year Energy Power, the CEO, VRA, Emmanuel Enchi Dakwa. CEO of the Year Chemicals, Mina Chemicals, Emmanuel K. Jima. CEO of the Year Real Estate Development Construction, the CEO Eris Properties, Enoch Ensua Mensah. CEO of the Year General Insurance, the Managing Director Enterprise Insurance, Ernestina Abe. CEO of the Year Environmental and Sanitation, the Executive Chairman of the Jospon Group, Dr. Joseph Sianwe Jepong. It is received on his behalf. The CEO of the Year, Healthcare, New Crystal Hospital Group, Dr. Wisdom Amagbleto. CEO of the Year, the Country Manager for Deloitte Ghana, Daniel K. Owusu. CEO of the Year, Corporate Law, Legal Practice, Executive Chairman, AB and David Africa, David Ofusudote. We now move to CEO of the Year, Media Print, the CEO, Graphics Communications, Ato Afo. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to CEO of the Year, Manufacturing Alcoholic Beverage, Guinness Ghana, Elizabeth Helene Wesse. CEO of the Year, Media Radio, the COO, Multimedia Group, Ken Ansa. CEO of the Year, Media Online, the CEO, Omni Group, Samuel Atta Mensah. And the female CEO of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, the CEO of the Greens, Kiran Daswani. We now move to Outstanding Public Leadership Awards. There are just 7. We start with Public Sector, CEO NPA, Mustafa Abdul Hamid. The Honorable. Outstanding Public Leadership Award, Public Sector, the Commissioner General, GRA, Reverend Dr. Amishadai Osu Amoa. Outstanding Public Leadership Award, Public Sector, the CEO, GIPC, Mr. Yofi Grant. Outstanding Public Leadership Award, Public Sector, the CEO, the Ghana Stock Exchange, Mr. Eko Afedi. Ladies and gentlemen, CEO Outstanding Public Leadership Award, Transportation, Mr. Kwesi Ajimanbuzia, DVLA. Leadership Excellence Award, Downstream Petroleum. Let's go to Allied Oil Ghana Limited, Elliot Okujeto. With 12 more awards to go. Banking, Business Leadership, Leadership Excellence Award, the CEO, Absa Ghana, Abna Osei Poku. Leadership Excellence Award, Banking, Business Leadership, CEO, ADB, Dr. Kofi Mensah. Leadership Award, Technology, Regional CEO, C Squared, Estelle Akufio Soa. Leadership Award, CEO, Gold Key Properties, Fuseina Abu. Leadership Award, CEO, Key Contracting Limited, Hussein Fakri for Architecture. We now move to the Hall of Fame. Please make welcome the first in this category for construction, the CEO, Special Investment Group, Dr. Ernesto Sapong. Make welcome for Public Sector Regulations, Upstream Petroleum, former CEO of the GMPC, Dr. K.K. Sapong. Make welcome, Hall of Fame, the founder and executive chairman, Allied Ghana and Oil Channel, Mr. Dan Okujeto. Hall of Fame Group CEO, Enterprise Group, Mr. Kelly Gadzako. Hall of Fame CEO, Stratcom, Esther Koba. Hall of Fame Chairman, Ishmael Yamson and Associates, Mr. Ishmael Yamson. Hall of Fame, the CEO, Margins Group, Mr. Moses Baden Jr. Hall of Fame, the CEO, Delta Airlines, Mr. Paco Shum. Hall of Fame, the Executive Chairman, Unichem Pharmaceuticals, Raj Mohan. Hall of Fame, the CEO, Business and Financial Times, Dr. Edith Dankwa. Hall of Fame, the CEO, Mullen Low, Noko Ikia Duya. And the last in the Hall of Fame for automobile, the CEO, Japan Motors, Salem Kalmoni. 2 final awards to go, the overall CEO of the year, public sector and private sector. This is how we crown the Excellence Awards at the 6th Ghana CEO Summit. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO of the Year, Public Sector, the CEO of VRA, Mr. Emmanuel Enchi Dakwa. An honor well deserved. We salute you for your amazing leadership in the public sector. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the overall CEO of the Year, Private Sector Ghana, the President and Regional Head, Olam Agri Limited, Mr. Amit Agrawal. Mr. Vice President, thank you for everything. Respectfully, I shall invite you down as I invite all award recipients to please come up for a group photograph, and then we see the Vice President off.